Hey guys, welcome back to Figure Unboxing. If you're finding me for the first time, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the future content. And in this video, we're going to take a look at the S.H.Figuarts Sora from Kingdom Hearts 2. And I'm very excited for the line. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan for Kingdom Hearts, but I am a die-hard Square Enix fan. And when I first saw this, I quickly thought about the possibility of Final Fantasy S.H.Figuarts. But after a little research, I think Kingdom Hearts is owned by Disney, so I don't even think they have the rights to make any of the Final Fantasy character, even if it's from Kingdom Hearts 2. But anyways, here's the left of the box, here's the right of the box, and here's the back of the box. And hopefully this line can do well and can we eventually see more characters, or we'll just have to wait for bring arts. But let's bust this thing open and see what we got. And here we have the figures still in their inner packaging, and the amount of accessories in here is definitely fair for the price, but it would have been cool if they can give us another keyblade. But I guess that requires another mold, and they probably don't want to deal with that cost. But anyways, let's check out the figure itself. Alright, so here we have the figure itself, and I have to say, I'm actually quite impressed with the figure. I think Bandai did a really good job, and the figure is very well executed. And let's just take a closer look at the figure. I love the attention to detail, and the paint job is really clean considering it's got all that color. That's actually quite impressive. I do have some paint bleeding here and there, but nothing is too noticeable. And the only gripe I have with this figure is probably the facial expression. It looks a little bit too feminine to me. But to be fair, that's more of a personal preference, and he does look like this during the cutscenes or the cinematics, right? This is not a look based off of the in-game model, which I kind of wish they do that instead. But I guess I have to get used to this because I'm pretty sure if this line does well, they're gonna continue to use this phase and release different forms. But anyways, let's check out the articulation. I don't think there's anything you guys haven't seen already. And for the articulation, let's quickly go over it from the neck down. You can look up about this much, look down about this much, and you can turn his head no problem. And the shoulder is on a standard ball joint. You can raise his arm up about this much, and you do have some bicep swivel. And I think they have a ball joint in there as well. Oh yeah, that's really nice. So it gives you a little bit more movement, and that's where the bicep swivel comes from. And you can curl about this much, and you do have the ball wrist. So far so good. And for the ab crunch, you can bend forward about this much, bend backwards about this much. You have some side-to-side movement. And for the leg, we have the pull-down method, I believe. Yeah, that's a little bit stiff, but you do have the pull-down. You kick up about this high, and you do get a ball joint over here for the pouches, so that can move out of the way. You can bend about this much. It's like a perfect 90-degree. And you do have some... Oh yeah, so you do have side-to-side pivot through the ball joint. Yeah, I really like the use of ball joints on this figure. And of course you have a really nice toe hinge as well. Yeah, I believe that's it for the articulation. Oh, quite impressive. Consider Sora has a really difficult design. But anyways, let's check out the accessories. And for the accessories, we can start with the default face, and Bandai definitely did a really good job here. They just keep on getting better and better with their face printing technology, and I can barely tell that the face is pixelated here. It looks really, really good. But to be fair, this is not a real person though. And next up, we get a smiling expression, which doesn't look too different from the default one. And honestly, I can barely tell the difference. And do let me know in the comments on what you think, but I feel like this is an aggressive waste of resources. And lastly, we get a shouting expression, which looks really good. Probably my favorite out of the three. Finally looking a little bit more manly. And for the interchangeable hands, first off, we get a pair of display open hands, and it's fairly nicely painted and sculpted. I do have some paint bleeding here and there, but it's not too bad. I'm usually not that picky for this kind of stuff, and I think it looks pretty good. And next up, we get a pair of hands to hold the keyblade. The keyblade is very nicely painted and sculpted, of course. You do get real chains here and a plastic Mickey Mouse, and let's try to assemble this. Alright, so here I have Sora assembled with the Keyblade, and it looks amazing. And one thing to note is that he can hold the Keyblade very, very well. It fits onto his hand perfectly. Not too loose, not too tight. And lastly, we get a special pair of hands for you to hold the Keyblade with both hands. You can see like there's a peg and a hole over here, and let's try it out. Alright, so here I have Sora holding the Keyblade with both of his hands, and it looks amazing. Definitely a really cool and important feature, because I believe this is his default fighting stance, and not even the Bring Art Sora is able to pull this off. So I think in terms of articulation, Bandai definitely wins here. But anyways, that's it for the accessories, and let's check out some action poses. Anyways, that was just some quick posing, and I hope you guys find it helpful. And after playing around with it, I think I like the figure even more. Very fun to pose with. And let's jump straight into the size comparison. Alright, so for the size comparison, let us start with the Bring Art Sora by Square Enix, and I think they look very good together. But I'm pretty sure some of you might still be wondering, which one do I prefer, or which one should you get? And honestly, I think it's really hard for me to answer that, because I think they're both good in their own ways. I love the posability and the articulation from the S.H.Figuarts, but I prefer the look on Square Enix a little bit more. And to be fair, they're two different versions of Sora, so I think you can kind of get away with it by buying both. Assuming they never make their counterparts. But if I really have to choose, I think I will still go for the S.H.Figuarts, just because of how durable it is compared to the Square Enix version. My arm has started to fall off, the joints are getting loose, and I really don't like that. But anyways, do let me know in the comments on which one you prefer, and let's move on. And next up, we have some good old Dragon Ball S.H.Figuarts, and I think they scale pretty well together. And then we have some Street Fighters S.H.Figuarts, some American IP S.H.Figuarts, and then we have some S.H.Figuarts Naruto figures, and I think they look pretty good together as well. And if you are interested in the Akatsuki robe, I'm selling them personally, and the link is down in the description below. Some Kamen Rider S.H.Figuarts, some amazing Yamaguchi Marvel figures, and next up we have some Mesco 112 Collective. Alright, so for the final thoughts, I do highly recommend the figure. I think Bandai did a really good job. The figure is really well engineered, very nicely painted and sculpted, and it does come with a fair amount of accessories. Hopefully the line can do well and we can eventually see more characters or just more variant of Sora, and yeah, get more Keyblades or something. But anyways, I think that's it from me. Do let me know in the comments on what you think, and this is Eric. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!